To this tutorial in creating neon objects and neon overlays. The difference between an object is that you can't see the background behind it, whereas an overlay I can still see the trees, I can still see the house. So we'll create an object, a paint stroke, and an overlay. So how the file is set up is I have a layer for my overlay, I have a folder for all my neon objects, I have where I copied the man but I don't need him so he's invisible, and I have my street. So if you'd like to find a picture of a street and a crossing man, you're going to create a new Photoshop file by going File, New, making sure that it's 72. The pixels are kind of set to whatever it last was. So if I copy this picture, because I'm going to reuse this, but you can find yours online, and go New, it's going to remember what that picture size is. It's going to paste and be the same size. Or it's not going to paste. Copy. If I was on the right layer, that would help. Copy and paste. So to resize is Command T if you need to do that at all. And here is my street. And again, if you see the pixelated, it goes away after you hit enter. So here's my street. Come back here, select my layer man, copy and paste. And here I have really copy, paste. Here's my layer man. So I make them the size that I want it to be. I hold shift on my keyboard when resizing with Command T to keep the proportions straight. To zoom in and zoom out, Command plus, Command minus. When you're happy with the size, you can hit enter or the selection tool. So here's where it's going to get a little bit complicated, so I'm going to go slowly. On the left-hand side, you have this tool called the pen tool. It's above the T tool, the pen tool. How the pen tool works, I'm just going to do it rough here to show you, is you click to start your anchor point, you click and hold, so I click to the left person holding it, and I create a curve. If I just click straight, it's just going to create my marker, and I'm not going to be able to do any kind of curves. So I have to click and hold, and I get these handlebars. The problem is, if I do my next click, it automatically makes this S figure. So if I'm ever clicking and holding, I have to make sure to hold Alt, let go of the last anchor point. Notice when I hold Alt that the arrow turns to a diamond, a triangle.
I need to go pee.
Sorry, hold on one second. Can you go by yourself? So what you're going to do is you're going to trace your way around the man. So I have my pen tool, and I'm just going to click where a curve starts and click and hold where a curve ends. And then I can kind of make it work. If I see that that's not really working, I can Command Z and undo the last point and do it in smaller intervals. But again, click and hold, create your curve, Alt to release. Click and hold, makes your curve, Alt, and the last anchor point to release. Click and hold, Alt to release. And this does take a while to get used to, so don't feel bad if you're having kind of a rough time with it. It takes practice. You don't need to hold if you're doing a straight line. You can hold shift and it'll make an exactly straight line. But if you are doing any curves, you need to make sure that you click and hold to kind of get that curve. And then Alt, hold it down, click the last anchor point. Click, click and hold, Alt, last anchor point. And you're going to basically go around the whole way around this gentleman. What will happen is once you come back to the very first point you hit, you'll get rid of all the anchors. The anchors are the squares that you see everywhere right now. Those will disappear once your path is closed. So right now my path's not closed because I just haven't got back to my first one. But now my path is closed, the anchors disappear. I need the head as well, so I'm going to go up there and click and hold. With circles, I kind of try and do it like you're going every 15 minutes. It's the easiest way to make it most realistic. But whatever object you have, you're just going to trace your way around. It doesn't matter what shape it is. You just got to trace it the best you can. And then when you're done again, okay, held it, that would have been better, you're going to get your completed path. Now, everyone can see my image. Everyone can see that I'm on the layer. I'm going to create a brush. And the brush is going to be applied essentially to where my pen tool is. To get my brush menu, I go Window, Brush, or as you can see, I hit the Command F5. How you set your brush is completely up to you, but you can start with the presets, you can start with the different shapes. As you see, it's unactivated. Hold on a second. Jaden, please be quiet. It's not activated. To activate this so you can select stuff, you hit the letter B, B as in brush. And then, as you can see, every time you go over this, there's different options for your brush. Whatever style you like, up to you. Again, within each one, you can change it to kind of make it whichever style you like. And then there's more options, so don't feel like you have to use the one option you see. You can use any of the options available for you, okay? So just kind of go through it and see what you like and what you don't like. What you're going to do, once you've selected your brush, is right where your layers menu was, there's also one called paths, okay? So first we're going to create a new layer by using the box at the bottom next to the garbage can. There's my new layer. And then I'm going to go to the word paths. And as you can see, I have what looks like a stencil of the object I just designed. If I right-click my object, I'm optioned to do a stroke path. And there's a bunch of defaults, but the brush will apply the brush that we just designed. Okay? And so there's the brush that we just designed. I don't like it. If you like it, great. Obviously, I don't like my style because I lose my arm. So if you don't like it, you go Command Z to undo. Go back to your brush menu and just find a new style. Okay? So there is not an ending point. You get to choose however you like it. Okay? So it's up to you. Don't feel like whatever you choose is the be-all, end-all. You can change it at any point. Okay? So I'm just going to use the basic one for what I'm doing. Okay? And then when you're happy again, you right-click, stroke path, select brush, it will apply. To change the color, it's very easy. Right here you see green. You can change it to any color under the sun. Just make sure that you're working on, line. Command U. Command U is an uber-tastic. Command U will let you change the color. If you hit color, and then again, your saturation will get you that neon effect. So make sure you're kind of working with your saturation and your lightness to get as much neon effect as you can. Okay. If I hide my layer, you can see there's my man. I can also right-click and use the blending options of that layer to add anything like a colored glow. These things will add to the neon if you choose the right color of a glow. Okay? Will add to your neon effects. And there's lots of different options in here. You can use any of them to add to it. To resize your man, Command T. Hold Shift, you can resize your man. When you're done with your path, before you can resize your man, you have to actually go back to paths and delete that layer. And then you can go to your layers, resize, and you'll have no more of the path. If you wanted multiples, you just drag that layer to the new Make Layer option, which is the square folded. And then if you use your black cursor, you can have two men. Command U as an Uber will get you the option to colorize a new color, so you can have multiple colors of your man. Okay? So nothing's final, it's up to you how you pick it. Okay? Same deal, if you want another one, drag, make a new copy, use your black cursor to move him over. Command U will apply your color choices. Okay? Again, any effects, you just right-click, blending options, and then you can kind of look into this world to find any effects that you might like to apply to yours. Okay? It's up to you. So that was the gentleman. As you can see, I also had the original one here, and it had the overlay. To do the overlay, you're going to use your paintbrush. So I'm going to just move these guys down. To do the overlay, you use a paintbrush. Hold on a second, stop shaking. So again, just grabbing your brush, you'll give you the option to choose any style of paintbrush you may like. If you like using the menu used before, you just go to Window Brush, and you'll see what it will actually look like. which I kind of like because I can see I like that best. And then change your color. So I'm going to use bright colors. And I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to, there's one stroke. Clearly I would like maybe a bigger size of a brush. So I'm going to go back here and make it larger. Change my color to get kind of a wild effect. Right, there's one. And we're going to do one last one that's even larger with one last color. Okay. And that did not apply my color. Hold on. Okay. There's my colors. So, if I have all of my strokes, I can resize the brushes afterwards. So even if at the end I kind of want it even larger, Command-T will give me that resizing option. And I can resize it to any color. I can make it not as long. It's up to you how you want it to appear. So you're not limited. When you're happy, hit the black cursor to apply the size. Now, obviously, on my image, you can see the house behind the brush. Okay? Whereas here, you can't. So if you want to see the house behind it, you simply use the word from normal in your layers panel and change it to overlay. Look at that, very easy. So again, we'll do that whole process again in case you missed it. It's really easy just to get it enforced in your mind. You find your brushes. If you like the brush menu, you can go F5, window brushes, and choose any style of brush you might like. You can download brushes from online if you'd like to. And I can do my color on top and do a couple colors.
Mommy.
Hold on 1 second, Jaden. And so there's my colors on top. Again, just hit the tab from normal, change it to overlay, and it will do an overlay versus being imposed as, for example, normal. You don't have to use overlay though. If you want to use any other colors, you can kind of see each one kind of takes its own effect. So you can see how it would benefit your design best. I like the overlay in the soft lights because it's not as prominent, so it adds you a texture without adding kind of a presence. So that's it for this tutorial. If you want to save it to reuse those steps, you're more than welcome to. Have a great day.